Emmanuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com with head tennis coach Burzis Kanga. And coach, we're going to get to the action from the weekend in just a moment, but first the Big Easy Classic happened over the weekend. 2 days, action-packed, several schools coming in. Just talk about the success of the event.
Oh, it was a huge success. I couldn't have been happier because the feedback you get from the coaches and the players. Number one, the weather was great. We have probably one of the nicest facilities in the country. The success of the players competing this weekend was the icing on the cake. I think we had a great event on both sides, on the men and the women. And at the end of the day, when you get that kind of positive feedback from the other coaches and the other players, it was a great weekend for us.
And talking about on the women's side first, and you guys won the team title over there, and just talk about some of the individual performances, especially Hafsa, who really stood out in singles, getting to the finals, and of course in doubles with Yasmin.
Yeah, when you think with Hafsa, she's one of these players. She's unassuming. When you watch her, you see her presence, you think that this player is not capable of doing a whole lot. But she's so effective with her game. She probably frustrates so many players out there, and she gets the job done, and I have to hand it to her. I think she was probably our most valuable player on the women's side of this tournament. So, and then she teams up with Yasmin, and she's playing Flight 3 for us, and they win the overall doubles championship. So it says a lot about the way they played, and I couldn't be prouder of both of them. They competed really, really well. And at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's the first time in the 3 years that we've hosted this event, they won the team championship. So I'm proud of them, very proud of them.
And also what she was able to do on both sides, especially with Yasmin and by herself in singles, beating a couple of players from Southeastern, kind of a precursor to what can happen in the spring.
Oh, yeah. When you think about the teams that she competed against, West Virginia, Southeastern, Troy, there's some good schools in the mix. And when you think about how far she got and what she did, it's you're right. It's a precursor as far as what might happen in the spring. I think we're going to be better in the spring. I think the players now believe in what they're doing. They've had success in Lafayette. They had success here on the women's side. And I think it can only add to their confidence coming back in the spring.
And on the men's side, a couple of very standout performances, especially Blake on the men's side, kind of doing what Hafsa did on the women's side, getting to the singles, actually winning that in Flight 2, and of course in doubles with Rui.
Yeah, I think honestly, had he not played that singles finals against Giacomo, had he decided to play the doubles final first, I really think the outcome would have been different. I think he was tired. I'm very, very impressed with the way he's playing. There have been some really pleasant surprises on the men's side and the women's side. He's one of them. He has a lot of experience. He's beaten some good players over the years. I'm really proud of the way he's competing now. He's fighting for every point. He has a game style that I really enjoy watching because he's that complete player. He can play from the back. He loves the short game, and I really enjoy watching him volley. It's the way I think the game should be played on these hard courts.
And you mentioned about Giacomo and the continued success of his early season, just a freshman, what he was able to do at Auburn a couple of weeks ago, and he followed that up with another strong performance here.
Yeah, couldn't say enough about him. What a gift he's been to our program when you think of it. The steps that he had to take to get here, first of all. And, we tease him a little bit. He's the only author of a book on this tennis team, period. Maturity beyond his years. When you think of this kid, he's 17 years old. The way he's competed and the maturity that he shows on the court, I'm really, really happy to have this guy on our team. In singles, he competes so well. In doubles, he just has really good court sense. He has maturity beyond his years, and very, very good addition to our team.
And talking about Timo as well and what he was able to do. It was kind of a frustrating year for him last year, but he's really bounced back strong. He's been healthy, and he's shown it the first couple of weeks out of the gate.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, see what he did at the regionals last week. This is the Timo that I recruited, the Davis Cup player from Liechtenstein. And that's what I told him all along. And, the last year, maybe it was a transition year for him. But I look at it as this giant who's been awakened, He has such a big-time game. And I think with a few more, adjustments in his game, he's capable of playing on the Pro Tour if he wants to. You know, he's a real smart guy. He's a 4.0 student. He's the complete deal for me. He's a true number one player, and he showed me that he can compete with anyone in the country if he wants to. If he has the right mindset, I would watch out for him, because this guy, in my book, has the complete game. He just needs to make a few adjustments in a short game, but as far as the way he's playing, I couldn't be more pleased. You know, he's really, really matured, and he's really come a long way from last year to what he's doing this year. And every time I see him now, I think, wow, he's the Davis Cup player that I recruited, you know? So I'm happy.
And as you turn the page now to the dual season coming up after the holidays, of course, and just looking at the doubles and what you were able to, trying to find the right mix you were last year, and of course this past weekend, you seem to have found the right mix on both sides.
Yeah, I think we'll stick with these teams that we have. They just need to get some more playing time under their belt, and as they adjust and as they get. You know, the thing about doubles is you have to develop this chemistry, getting to know your partner, getting to know what things we are good at and what things we need to avoid. I think on the men's side, we're pretty solid. I think the combinations that we have right now will serve us well. Last year, we were just hoping to get that doubles point. This year, I think we should end up with a doubles point. We have a lot of depth now, and on the men's side, it's fair to say we might have 4 solid teams. When you look at Dan Popoulos and Roma playing at 4, and then you look at Louise and Christopher Appelgren at playing 3, they'll get better and better. I think the 1 and 2 teams will expect something from them time after time. So I think we have good depth. You know, we have quite a bit of depth with these teams and combinations. On the women's side, we might tweak some things around, but you saw Yasmin and Haifsa, what they were capable of doing, or what they did this weekend. We'll keep them the way they are. Grace is a good addition on this doubles squad too, and she's been hurt this semester with a back issue. But if she comes back healthy, then she adds something to this lineup as well. And Grace is more comfortable playing the short game, and I'm looking forward, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that she gets healthy with her back, and she might be in the mix. So, the teams are there, the players are there. If they have the right state of mind, anything is possible.
Coach Kanga, thank you very much, and congratulations on the weekend.
Thank you so much.
For Coach Kanga, this is Emmanuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com.